Alright, welcome everyone to today's class. So today I will be teaching how to make double slot 6-in-1 box for 3 ml. The previous one I thought was single slot 6-in-1, but this time it will be double slot where you have 6 up, 6 down. So let's get started. To get started, as usual, we need to score out our 2 1/8 of an inch by the length of the strip. Does not really matter because it is from there we are going to get our demarcation. So the 6-in-1 box I'm making is with demarcation. So let's start. So here I have 3 7/8. It's not 2 4 2/8. So remember it is 2 1/8. Okay, the 3 ml bottle is 3 1/8. If you're making for 6 ml bottle, you measure the bottle. The length of the bottle is what you will score. 2 1/8. This one is double slot, so that means we'll be needing ×2 of what we did the other time. I'm not sure this one will be enough, but let me cut this off camera and then I'll get back to you. I'll continue at that point. Alright, so I'm done cutting and scoring them. Okay, all of them measures 2 1/16. It's not to 2 1/8. Okay, remember how I did in the previous video. That is 6-in-1 slot box for 3 ml. You understand? I explained it properly then. So now, just as we did down the same way, we're going to do this one, the 6 slots in 2 places. So I will do that off camera using this. Of course, you know how I do. This is the outside, so fold it like this, and then join this one and continue till I get my 6 slots in 2 places. So I'll do that off camera and I'll get back to you at that point. Alright, so here it is, all done. The 2 slots, the double 6 slots, 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So now what we're going to do is to bring in our scoreboard. We'll be measuring this. The thing is, we really don't need to measure these two together at once. Here is like measuring, line it up like this. Of course, it's the same length. This is, it's more than 4 and 4.5. So it's more than 4 4/8. So I'll make it 4 5/8 of an inch. It's better let it have that little space down, but it be too small and the bottles not be able to fit properly. So now the next thing is we'll now turn this. Of course, when we measured this, it was 2 1/8 that we did, right? And then this one also 2 1/8. That means 2 1/8 plus 2 1/8 should give us 4 2/8, right? But remember, we removed some tiny parts from the edges to slim it down to not up to 2 inches, just a slightly more than 2 inches. So in order, instead of us to have these two being together to be 4 2/8, that is 2 1/8 plus 2 1/8 should be 4 2/8. We now have 4 exactly 1/8 of an inch. So now what we are going to do, so that means this is the size that we need, 4 2/8 of an inch. So 4 1/8 rather, this is 4 1/8, right? But we are going to make it 4 2/8. Reason is because we are putting a demarcation in the center between the two. So that demarcation will take a little space also, and then the box, the sides will also take up a little space, which if we add them up all up together will give us 1/8 of an inch. So here we have 4 and 1/8 of an inch. Now we need that 1/8 of an inch to add to it to give us 4 and 2/8 of an inch. So that means the base of our box is going to be 4 and 2/8 of an inch by 4 and 5/8. 4 and 5/8 of an inch. 4 and 2/8 by 4 and 5/8 of an inch. So we're going to write that down somewhere. Of course, our measuring book. Don't mind my pencil. I like my pencil like this. For I said the measurement is 4 and 5/8 of an inch by 4 and 2/8 of an inch. Now remember that the depth of the box is the same thing as the width of the bottle. That's the width of the bottle and the depth of the bottle are the same thing, which is 6/8 of an inch. That is the measurements that we use to get the demarcation, the 6/8 of an inch. All right, so now the 6/8 of an inch, as I said, we multiply it by 4, which will give us 3 inches. So we'll add 3 inches to this measurement. Plus 3 plus 3. So what we are going to get here is 7 and 5/8 by 7 and 2/8 of an inch. So the size of cardstock that we need to make the base of our box is 7 and 5/8 by 7 and 2/8 of an inch. So I will get that and I will get back to you at that point. All right, welcome back. So what I did is I've already cut the lid as well. Now one trick about this box is that the base is 1 inch wider than the lid. That's the type of lid that I am making for this box is 1 inch wider, because our base, the depth is 6/8 of an inch, right? But the depth of our lid is half an inch. That's 4/8 of an inch. So that's minus 2/8 of an inch for the base. So that's 2/8 of an inch multiplied by 4 will give us 1 inch. So I added, so that 1 inch minus 3 inches that we multiplied by, what am I saying? No, let me show you this way. The half an inch multiplied by 4 will give us 2 inches for the lid. But 6/8 of an inch multiplied by 4 will give us 3 inches. So that's 2 and 3. 2 and 3. So I'll set the lid aside while we work on the base. Now it's just exactly the same thing that we're going to do this. Line this up and score at 6/8 of an inch and 1.5. Turn it 6/8 of an inch, 1.5. Turn 6/8 of an inch, 1.5. 6/8 and 1 4/8. That is it. So now for the center where this to determine the center of this is what we will do. Line this up like this. Now the half of 7 and 2/8. This is how our demarcation is going to be in the box. Not like this. Like this, obviously you can see it's wider than the this side. This, so it has to be like this. It fitted properly like this. Bring the second one and you see fitted properly. But if it's like this, please make sure that you check your fitting first. You can see the space in between. It's to tell you that way is wrong, but this way is the correct one. So now to get the center where our demarcation will be, this is how we go about it. Line this up where, not like this, not like this, but like this, where these two will lie and will fit in the box. Line it up and get the center of your measurement. Half of 7 inches is 3.5. Now half of 2/8 of an inch is 1/8 of an inch, so that's 3 5/8 of an inch. You just put a tick mark here. Watch what I'm going to do. Flip it over. Let me repeat that. Flip it over. Okay, not turn. This is it. 3 and 5, just a tick mark. Flip it over and do the same thing. 3 5/8. Now what we'll do next is to take your ruler and your pencil and join tick marks from here to here. In the inside, this is the outside. Inside, please let your pencil mark be inside, because that is where we're going to, that's what we're making use of. We're not gluing this outside the box, just faintly. It's very faint. That is all that you need. Now the next thing that I'm going to show you how to make is the demarcation that will sit in between these two. So the first thing that we need to determine is the length, which has to be the same length with this. So of course our length is 4 and 5/8, right? So the length will be 4 5/8 of an inch. Bring in a piece. Is this up to? This is not up to 4 5, so I'll do it like, I'll turn it like this to get my 4 5/8. Cut that out. Four and 5/8. These are 4 5/8. Now the demarcation, of course, it has to be neat like this. So that means we are doing exactly this height, which is 6/8 from here to here. That's 6/8 of an inch. Okay, so we're making 6/8 of an inch. The height of our demarcation is 6/8 of an inch, which also be doubled. Excuse me, which also be doubled, folded over just like this. So that means we need 6/8 and 6/8. But then if we make it 6/8 and 6/8, how will it stay? So we need to make it, we need to get another add another 6/8. That means we need 4 6/8. That's 1 2 3 4. This is 4 5/8. So we'll turn it like this. 4 of 6/8. 1 2 3 4. That's 3 inches. Cut out the excess that we don't need. Okay, so now the next thing we have to do is to apply our double-sided tape. We have 4 spaces here, 1 2 3 4. We apply in the 2 center parts. Let me bring in my double-sided tape and do that like this, and then cut out the excess. This is the outside of the center demarcation. This is the inside. So we are putting your double-sided tape in the inside part of your demarcation, not outside, please. Okay, so now my PVC glue is not close by, so but I'll just have to leave it and work with it like this. But please make sure you always have your all your instruments close by, please, when you're working. Don't mind me, forgive me for this. So the next thing we'll do is to fold on all the 4 score lines, okay, and then peel off the backing tapes. Now these two, oh well, well, it's not really a waste anyway. I'm supposed to put double-sided tape on just one side. Don't mind me. So just close it together to form one piece. Crease properly. And then this part that doesn't have double-sided tape, you open it and crease. Fold the other side as well and crease. So here is our demarcation. So this is the way it's going to be. This will lie on it like this, and this one also on the side like this. So this is how it is going to be. So now let's get back to the base. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 pieces that we are working with. Okay, so now what I'm going to do next is to cut the normal cutting that I do. The corners, the 4 corners. So I'll cut that off camera and I'll get back to you at that point. And also I will do this one also. Of course, I've already shown you how to get your lead, how to score it, removing it. You will not line it exactly to the edge. You get your spacer, or if you can eyeball properly, you just move it a little like this. I hope you can see the space, very little space, and then you score on all the 4 sides. Okay, so I'll do that off camera and I'll get back to you at that point. Okay, so I have already finished cutting the necessary cutting, and then also for the lead I've done that, and I've already applied my double-sided tape where necessary. This is the front to the top part, and then the 4 tabs. Applied my double-sided tape and here also. And for this one, the back also I've applied my double-sided tape on the tabs. Now for the inside, you do the same thing. Let's do the center part first. Okay, so I'm going to apply my double-sided tape on these flaps. 1 2 3 4, the normal way, and I'll get back to you. Alright, so welcome back. Sorry, it's raining cats and dogs right now, so I just hope you can hear me. Even me, I can't even hear myself properly. Okay, so now the pencil mark that we made, this is it here. It's going to be the guide for where we're going to line our double-sided tape. It is the longest part. Okay, that is where the demarcation is sitting. So line this up like this, close to the score line, just as we did in 6 slots, single one, and then the pencil mark right beside it. Single one. So that is it. Now we bring in this our demarcation that we made, and with this demarcation it's going to sit in here like this. Okay, to sit in here like this. But something that I did as I lined it up, it's exactly the same measurement. Now it should be exactly the same measurement. I need to remove a very tiny piece, so that when this one folds over and this folds over, it will be too tight. It will just be exactly fitted. So I'll fold this over like this, bring my ruler, line it up like that. You can see how tiny I'm removing. Very tiny piece, not up to 1/8 of an inch. That is all. This is all I remove. Very tiny. Okay. So now if I line this up, now it is looking much more better. It's sitting in the center. It's no longer touching the score line. It shouldn't touch the score line. Now this is the next one we are going to put our double-sided tape. This one here is going to hold on to this part, and this part. Now we need to apply another double-sided tape here and here. Now we hold this and I will hold this. So let me do that off camera and I'll get back to you. Alright, so these are all the pieces that we need to make our double slot 6 in 1 inches box. So now we set this aside, and let's work with the base. So what I'll do now is to fold and crease this to the base and the lid. I'll do that off camera and I'll get back to you at that point. Alright, so this is the base. I removed all the backing tape from my double-sided tape. So I have to bring in my PVC. And then of course you know how to do this, right? I will do this off camera and I'll get back to you at the next stage. Okay, so this is it. This all assembled. Now I'm ready to fix these in. Now the first thing that I do is to fold this over like this and then apply my liquid so that there is no space. Remember I didn't apply liquid when I was doing this down. So and I like to cover every part possible with glue and tape and everything necessary. Okay, it makes your work last longer and it doesn't make it to peel off anyhow and all that. So okay, so that's it. Now this I'm going to hold it like this and center it in between the tapes. I'm not using a pencil now, so I just drop it right on top of the pencil mark and then release this also and crease properly. Now we can release the second one and also crease properly. So there we have the demarcation fixed already. Now we can remove the backing tape. For us to be able to fix the other demarcations. Okay. Now, let's do this to apply my liquid glue. Let me do one side at a time. So it's just when we fixed, I try to fix the single slot just the same way. Line it up, don't drop it, turn it, hold it. base is done. Now to the lead. Of course, I believe you know how to do the lead already, right? Just remove the backing tape, assemble, fold this over. The excess tapes, fold them in. So I'll do that off camera and I'll get back to you at that point. Alright, so we are all done. This is the lead, assembled and ready to go. So this is the base. Let's cover it. Okay, obviously it's not covered, right? Obviously there's a longer part and a shorter part, so this is how it goes. So you can see the lead fitted properly. You can see the sides, and then this is the 2/8 of an inch difference in height. That you can see it. So that will be all for today's class. See you in our next tutorial.